You're listening to the All Burgundy and Go Errrything Commanders post-game show powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM Hopewell, Virginia. The Washington Commanders defeated the New York Giants 21-6. Hey, fellas, what's good? I'm with my guys, George and Glen. What's good, guys?
Hey, 1-0.
Yeah.
You take one week at a time. 1-0. Happy that football is back. Missed the pregame with you guys, but glad to be back now. 1-0 to Washington Commanders. We'll take it. All it wasn't pretty, but we take the dub.
George,
and since you're here now, Glenn, congratulations on that big win for Prince George last night. Very nice.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Last night, wasn't it?
Friday night.
Friday night. Congratulations on that. Do you want me to sing it now, or do you want me to wait till like?
We talking about the Commanders now, bro. George, you gotta get the people. This is what they waiting on. Okay, 1-0. Look, 1-0.
Don't mess with Bill. No. Don't mess with Bill. He's our number one back. Don't mess with
Sing that song.
Bill.
You want to sing that song? Sing that song.
Don't mess with Bill. That's the Marvelettes out there, you kids. Google that. Google that. Don't Mess with Bill by the Marvelettes. Massive hit for Motown Records.
Oh man. So yeah, but before we get into this game, dive into this game because we all hype 1-0. Hey, subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Gold Errrything. Also tweet us at ABG_Errrything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_Errrything. Make sure you subscribe to the you subscribe to the All Burgundy and Go Errrything YouTube channel as well. If you're in the YouTube chat, we accept super chats. Help us support the show. So if you give us a super chat, we will make sure we prioritize those super chats on the YouTube chat. So make sure again, if you give us a super chat, we will prioritize those comments in the YouTube chat. And also, this post-game show is also being streamed on the Urban Sports Scene X handle as well. All right, Glen, let's start with you. What was your overall thoughts, my guy?
Good game. Washington needed it.
Yeah.
The win was Washington needed it. You can see why preseason makes a difference. There was some things that were off. There were some guys that were off.
Yeah.
And you saw what was noticeable. You can see the chemistry between Terry and Jaden isn't there yet, right? And that'll come a little bit later. But he did what Jaden has done, what he normally would do, and that's spread the ball around.
Yeah.
And that's what you're asking for. You're asking him to spread the ball around. And today, Deebo Samuels looked like Deebo Samuels of a couple years ago.
Who was at the argument? Who I was debating this with? I was debating this with somebody, right? During the week, right? On Thursday about Deebo. Not you guys, because you guys were here. Not you guys. My other guy, my African connection guy, was arguing about Deebo. It's okay though. But go ahead though.
And like in the words of how can I say this? We won't have any smoke for Joe Witt today. There's no smoke. There's no smoke for Joe Witt today because that defense shut the New York Giants down. Even Kinlaw got some plays today.
Kinlaw ball, man. Kinlaw ball.
We talked about it on Thursday night on our podcast that we needed to hear Kinlaw's name a lot today. The two names that we heard a lot, and I told you guys, y'all laughed. Now I say y'all laughed at me. Y'all be like, breakout season. And I said Kinlaw, or I said also said my man Johnny Newton. Daron Payne, I told y'all.
We're about to say that's the one. Don't about to say.
I told y'all
that's the one
early in the year that it was contract year for Daron Payne, and what we were going to get from Daron Payne is what we saw, what we should have been getting for the last 3 or 4 years. Today, Daron Payne stepped up. The defensive line stepped up. Good win for the Washington Commanders. But it's a lot more to get into. I'm glad Tressway's all right because special teams, that right there was scary. But we'll get there.
Yeah. Hey, George, your overall thoughts, man?
I was a little frustrated at halftime because even though they were well ahead, they should have been further ahead. And, that offense really sputtered in the second half, and they and they just could not land the knockout blow. And you're sitting there saying, boy, against some other teams other than this, it could really bite us. But what a performance by the entire defense.
Mm-hmm.
George in the chat said it. These corners. And they had a rough start, by the way. Trey Amos had a rough start out there.
Mm-hmm.
And he battled back. He's the guy that needs to be spotlighted. But they did a heck of a job in the second half, this defense, of holding up while this offense was kind of spinning its wheels.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what you do know, and you said it, Glenn, the preseason, they didn't use it well enough. This is not unusual. But the fact is, this defense has shown you something, and you know this offense is going to be better than this. This is a scary football team right now, especially if they can win on Thursday. That's going to be a whole other kettle of fish. But I'll tell you, to see this defense play this well, I remember somebody was saying it on Twitter that they thought Washington would be the edge of a top 5 defense. If that's true, if they're near a top 5 defense, the sky is literally the limit, and that's it for this team.
Yeah, I agree. I said this before, man. I think my man Todd, shout out to Todd, who was at the game. Let me see if I can get in contact with Todd. He can get us the rundown of how the vibe is. But I said it like this is a top 5, top 6 defense, man. We're a Super Bowl contender, hands down. And I think we're the favorites to win the Super Bowl. And I'll say this, I think we're the favorites to win the Super Bowl. We're a top 5 defense. That's what I was trying to tell my man, Coach Lombard, who said the Giants aren't that much better than we're not that much better than the Giants. I was telling them we are. And it was obvious to this point in week 1. We're way better than the Giants in week 1. And that's obvious because truth be told, we didn't play our best game. That game should have been 30-0 or so, 30-6. That's how much better we were than the Giants. You know what I mean? And I said this is what I was saying in the pregame. Like, if the Giants scored 20-something points against us, our defense isn't what we thought it was supposed to be. And by us limiting them to 6 points, proved my point. Like, our defense, they did a good job in the offseason. So they did their job. So they proved their point to me where I was having questions about their defense. They proved their point to me. Like, what they did to the Giants is what you do to a Giants team, to me, that they don't have the weapons to give us problems. You know what I mean? Like, you say Kinlaw's gonna help stop the run. They did that. You said our DBs are better. Look, what did I tell you about Neighbors, George, on a pregame show? What did I tell you?
You did. You said they would strap him, and except for one moon ball, they strapped him to death.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And
what
did
I say?
Frustrated.
He was frustrated.
They need Dart, and they need Dart.
Well, that's a whole different discussion. That's a whole different discussion. But like I said, if they thought they like that, when we were going off last season, this team is 10 times better than that on the defensive side of football.
100%.
So, like, my overall thought is, like, I felt like we were being too cute. You know what I mean? Obviously, there are things that I didn't like in the half, and not, that intentional grounding. Like that's on Jaden because you're the quarterback. So I'm gonna have to put that in.
Cliff.
Yeah, that's calling Cliff for the play. That's on Jaden as a quarterback because at the end of the day, like you decide where that ball goes. Like, you can clock it, you can ground it. Like, you have to know the rules.
Cliff put him in a bad situation.
You're in there's 2 people, but both of them are at fault. Let me put it. Both of them are at fault.
Yes.
All right. Like, you don't we know this in football. Like, you have to make it look.
Now, you got to add one more person to that. You got to add Dan Quinn for calling timeout earlier.
Yeah, is that too?
Yeah, 30 seconds on the clock. All three of them messed up there. All three of the problems in that situation.
Oh, Santiago gave us a super chat. I gotta make sure we prioritize this. Santiago, appreciate you, my guy. It feels so good to see good cornerback play. Totally agree with you, Santiago. Totally agree.
You aren't kidding. It's been a long time, Santiago.
But back to that though, that pissed. Hold on. Let me finish this real quick. But back to my point though. I do want to say this though. Like, that to me changed momentum to a point where this game was going to be a blowout early, to a point where, all right, now the Giants had a little more confidence. You get 7, you get 3 there. Now the Giants are feeling like 7. We're not coming back. We have to score a touchdown the next 2. Like, they're thinking totally. Their mindset is different. So I feel like you're being too cute there, and that was my issue. But go ahead, Glenn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just about cornerback play real quick. Cornerback play, Washington was in position. They was still touchy-feely. Y'all can watch. They were still touchy-feely down the line. Referees let them play today. There was a couple of PI plays I thought it should have been PIs for the cornerbacks. They did lock them down. It was good to see Lattimore. I think what I really like about Trey Amos was that he doesn't mind tackling because he caused the fumble. right? The one that we thought was a fumble that wasn't a fumble. He came downhill and he caused that.
You mean Reeves? The one Reeves popped him? That's the one Reeves
they called an incomplete pass.
I thought it was Reeves that did it.
It's Reeves. It's Reeves.
It was Reeves. Okay,
Reeves.
I thought it was
Reeves
but Reeves did anyway. You saw the guys hitting today, and that's one thing I liked about the corners that they didn't mind coming in, making hits. Iganagami,
Noah.
Noah had some problems, right? Noah can't match up with Neighbors. That's when Neighbor got all his yards. Is when Iganagami came in, and so
that's right.
So there's some things to work on. It's week one, right? Jaden looks smooth today. When we saw him, looks smooth for the most part. We're not there yet, but the offensive line, kudos to them. Right?
They did a good job.
Except for his young
guy.
Connolly and Burns was beating them today, right?
Again, yeah.
And even Tunzel got a holding call. Because
that was a nice move, though. That was a nice move on him, boy. That was a nice move.
Put a good move on him, but for the most part, Jaden didn't get dirty except for when he held the ball too long.
There you go.
I don't put those on the offensive line.
I agree.
I put that on Jaden Daniels because he got to learn how to throw it away. All right, throw it away, get out of the pocket, whatever the case may be. The 3 sacks that was given up today were on Jaden Daniels.
Well, I will say this though. This is what I will say to talking about Tunsil, young boy Connolly. That's just a tough matchup for him. He's a young boy going against Burns. I don't think he's there yet. Like I've said that, he's not there yet. But I feel like he will be there. I feel like there'll be other the Giants are a formidable opponent in terms of they got 3 DNs they can put out there that there is no weakness. So there'll be defenses that he gets to go. Even Eagles don't have that type of edge rusher he's going to see, you know what I mean? So I think that this was good work for him to be better in the long run. Also, I would say this about Noah. Noah isn't an issue to me because he shouldn't be on Neighbors. That's certain people shouldn't be on certain people. He shouldn't be on Neighbors. That's easy work. And I think Noah's fine when he's checking lesser wide receivers, but he shouldn't be on Neighbors though. If you're telling me Noah is on Neighbors, Noah is on Neighbors, that's a problem. And that's a problem on scheming. You shouldn't put him on. That's because we've seen it before. That's not a matchup that is favorable for him because he's not a number 1 cornerback. He's not a number 2 cornerback. So I shouldn't put a number 2, number 3 corner or number 4 corner on a number 1 wide receiver. That just doesn't make any sense. You know what I mean? So I'm not in favor of that per se, but but again, I'm not going to knock. This is not a knock on the defense. I'm just saying for Noah's ability, he shouldn't be on that individual. He just shouldn't be. Just like we talk about how Jayden shouldn't be in a position where they put him into. Noah shouldn't be in a position I got to go one-on-one against Neighbors. And I'll say this: I don't think Connolly should have been in a situation when you saw that it was obvious. That should have been a situation to go one-on-one with Burns. It was obvious. It became obvious that it was easy for him. After the first sack where he barely got touched, I was like, okay, this is a little obvious. You need to put Bates out there for a chip or something. He needs help. Tunsil was good. The majority, other than that one play. And again, that one play, when you're going against potential dominant pass rushers, you're going to give up sacks. You're going to give up a sack. You just hope if you're one of those left tackles that you're winning a lot of those you're winning some of those battles as well. But we said this on the pregame. Abdul Carter is no joke. You try to take advantage of him now because he'll be a lot better in the next time you see him. He'll be a lot better.
Look at him in special teams. He blocked the punt. Yeah. And Trustway just had a strong enough leg to get off.
Yeah, he's
that could have been a different maker in that game because it's only 6.
Yes, it could have.
6-14.
It was still 14-6 at that point, I think.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying that. I felt like in the trenches they did a phenomenal job. It was what I kind of expected. Again, you're not going to remember. I told you, George. Just wasn't as sharp as I've seen Jaden. Jaden was little behind into a lot of passes. The bomb to Terry, he throws a really nice bomb that he would overthrew Terry on the bomb. But I do think he'll get better as he gets rhythm. Just to your point, George. I think Paul said it earlier. He apologized to you. I think he's apologized. He owes you an apology because I think he's talking about these dudes should have played in preseason more. You said this, and kind of shows a little bit. Go ahead, George.
No, it did. And not just that miss, the one before that, right before the bomb.
Yeah,
that should have been. It still should have been caught, but that was a bit of a miss too. from Jaden. But again, it's also by his incredibly high standards. I mean, somebody said it on Twitter. I think Jaden ended up over 300, didn't he? Passing?
I don't think so. Let me check.
No, he had 233.
Okay, no, they must have been talking to somebody else. But 19 to 32, 33, 1 touchdown. I mean, and that's a kind of a blah game for Jaden, and it's still a pretty good game, and they still win. You know, when he gets into full power, Jaden's going to be putting up some frightening numbers.
Yeah, I agree. I think Jaden's going to be great. This wasn't a sharp because he's more accurate than that. Like,
yeah, no question.
He wasn't as accurate. Like he wasn't for like the pass to Debo.
Oh,
he had
that ball to Chris Moore.
That was perfect. Yeah, that's perfect pass. But the one to Debo, like on the seam pass, like he threw him too far away. Like normally he hits you on stride. I just feel like, you know, again, to your point, George, I think there is something about throwing the ball against another jersey to get you kind of warmed up and rally. And I feel like, you know, obviously we get a win out of this. So I think it's a win-win situation for us as Commander fans and as the Commanders team. But I do think that this is good for him now to know what he has to truly work on. Because like Paul says, it's like a final preseason game. I think Paul said that earlier on our pregame show. Like, and against the Packers, he'll be much better. Go ahead, Glenn. You want to say something?
Yeah. You figure if you got to put it in perspective here, that is Jaden Daniels' first pass against another team in a real game since last year against the Philadelphia Eagles.
Facts.
It's true.
That's how long it's been since he's thrown a pass against another NFL team in a game. He didn't throw any passes in the preseason to the team.
One pass. Yeah, one pass. No, he didn't throw a pass in the preseason. You're right. He ran.
Yeah,
he ran.
Exactly.
Right. So you got to look at that. So now put all that in perspective. Now, and he was still comfortable in the pocket, right?
Mm-hmm.
Still make some smart plays with the run. He showed a little bit of strength today when Al Getty hit him, and and still was able to run off and pick up pick up about 12, 13 yards.
Mm-hmm.
I think that when they settled down, somebody said it. The run blocking was good. Connolly was good in the run blocking.
Yeah, he's been
the offensive line was good in the run blocking. Eckler, everybody ran the football well and hard. Nichols ran the ball hard. Eccles ran the ball hard. Bill, we know, ran the ball hard. Didn't question any decision making. Debo, even when he got the ball, ran the ball hard, right?
Yeah.
So everybody touched the ball today. Not mad at that. And even Noah Brown early caught it well.
Noah Brown was killing. He was killing.
Noah Brown was killing early, right? Wole, I caught the tail end. Caught the tail end of you and George in the pregame. McCaffrey ain't catching nothing today. I just want to put it out. I just want to throw that out there.
And he was on the. Hey, Mike, if you on here, Mike, he was on the field, right, on passing plays, and I was hoping that he would. If Mike, if you're listening, I want you to know that I was rooting for you. Like he was on the field on passing plays, and I was saying to myself, I hope this boy does catch the ball. I hope he does get an opportunity. But you know what happened when he was on the field? I thought it was pretty cute. They ran the ball. Just saying.
He is a good run blocker.
He is a good blocker.
And he had a nice kick return. He had the best return of the day.
Too. Yeah, Lane looked good too. He had the drop.
Lane caught a pass. Chris Moore catching a pass was.
Yeah, the Chris. But see, that's the thing. Chris Moore, when he had that, when he was having that terrible preseason, that just wasn't him. Because we've seen Chris Moore with the Ravens. He's been way better than that. Like that's what was killing me. I was like, when he was activated, I was like, why is he activated? He was playing like he looked so bad in preseason. But I know if they get the quality the Chris Moore I seen him in Baltimore, it's a good signing. But he was like,
right.
But that catch is something that he's done before. That's my point. He's capable of making those type of plays.
The thing I like about the Lane catch is this. He dropped the one and then Jaden came right back to him.
Yeah, I like
that.
Right?
That's what I like, the fact that he, even though he missed one, he came right back to him to give the young guys some credibility, some energy, I got you, some trust. Here, this is what we want to do. We want to get you to football.
I like that too.
Which I like that. So that was great there. I just thought they played with intensity, man. The win, I love the win. All right, NFC East win, divisional win, great win. There was never a point where I thought they would lose this game. Right?
I know. I did.
So it was sloppy, but it was never a point where I say, you know what, they're going to lose. It was like, hey, they're going to win the football game because they're the better team on the field. Right?
I agree with you.
They were the better team on the field. One other thing I want to get into is the defense, man. Bobby Wagner showed off today. We talked about got to give credit. I got to apologize a little bit, to Mr. Daron Payne. I'm giving him credit though, for real. He played off. Kinlaw played. Bobby Wagner had a good day. Quan Martin came with the stick. The hit that he put on Russell Wilson early, right? Everybody played physical, and they got this team. The defense made a statement today. I know I can't base off anything else. I'm only basing off the New York Giants. Next week, Thursday night, they can stay on the place, right? But as of today, this defense did what we asked them to do, and they was able to stop the run.
I agree.
Add on to your point.
I want to read a comment because I want to make sure we read our comments. Jonathan said, we left points on the board 2 before the. I agree, bro. I agree.
Oh God, did we?
And Paul said Louisville on a milk carton today. Yeah, he kind of was.
He had 7 tackles, right?
But like impactful plays though.
Impactful plays. I know what you mean, Paul.
Yeah, but go ahead.
I just want to add to Glen's point by saying we've heard Joe Witt talk about I want to have players that arrive violently. There was a lot of that today.
Yeah.
That looked like when you go back to that first press conference and what Joe Witt talked about, that's what that defense looked like today.
Agreed. You want him?
It was 8 quarterback hits today.
Yeah.
8 quarterback hits, 50% pressure, 7 tackles for losses today, and 2 sacks.
2
sacks, right? And I thought
Tyrone
they could have had more. But
they did it. I mean, Tyrone Tracy's averaging 2.4 yards a carry, and Russell Wilson's their leading rusher. You really that was not happening last year against even decent backs at Tyrone Tracy's level. Never mind the really good ones we had to face.
Well, I mean, real. Go ahead.
That's a start. That's a heck of a start from this defense.
Now I will say this. This is all I want to say. Like, you can only go off of what we did last year in terms of the run game, and this is improvement. The Giants was running. They ran the ball well against us in both the meetings. Average yards per carry, and that didn't happen. That did not happen. That didn't happen today. So, like, it's an improvement. That's how I look at it. Like, it's not because it's the Giants. No, the Giants had pretty much the same unit out there. I mean, obviously they're missing their left tackle, but still, we were able to dominate the line. We dominated. We won in the trenches. Like, that was the key. We won in the trenches on both sides. The offense, our offensive line and defensive line. They deserve a lot of credit, man. We do. We did that. Like they deserve a lot of credit. Joe Witt deserves a lot of credit. Like, and I would go full screen. But I'm not gonna do it. Like, we don't have to do all that, but he deserves his flowers. I've been talking about it because I want to see it. Like, right. And I want to see what you talk about, and what George and what Glen is talking about. They play with attitude. They play with aggression. They play with physicality. Just what George was talking about, for real. Like what he said in the presser. We saw it on full display today. Yeah. Like, that's what we got to see. So I want this to continue, man. Like, I feel
231 like total yards.
Yeah, and I said this. Like, this is a good first game for Washington. Yeah, they're gonna see. I would say they're gonna see a tough team in Green Bay with Jordan Love. But I'll say this: like, that type of toughness in the way they play defense, that travels. Like, that still travels to me. I don't care who you play, that travels.
It does. Hey, Paul, I do, man. That D-line IQ is a little bit higher today. You saw those guys fighting off blocks. What I love the fact was they didn't stay blocked, right? They was able to use their hands a lot today and get off, and it was beaten. And their get-offs were quick, and it was beating offensive linemen to the punch, right? Even when Russell Wilson spun off, the one play I really liked was towards the end of the game. Doris Armstrong came off, and I mean, he D-line straight down the line, and he caught Russell Wilson. That's when you know your D-line is doing what they're supposed to be doing, because they're hustling. They may be bigger guys, right? Bigger guys, but they're moving. And that's what you want to see. They take up much space. Those guys are actually moving and putting quarterbacks under duress. I mean, Russell threw many times, and there was hands in his face, right? Or guys by his ankles. You even had you also had Bobby Wagner today, right? With a big hit. They call the sack. They call the penalty because he touched his helmet, which I think is soft anyway. That's a terrible call. But again, head of the neck of the quarterback, I get it. They want to protect. But again, everybody was getting hits on Russell Wilson, and that starts with the guys up front. That starts with your Daron Paynes. That start with your Kinlaws. That start with your Johnny Newton, who came into play a little bit today as well. Those guys getting the push. Let the guys on the ends be able to have some. When you saw when they started to get tired and started to do their own thing, that's when they started to run off field, get out of their lanes, and Russell was able to cut underneath. As long as they continue to play sound defense, the way that Joe Witt had them going today, I think this team is going to be okay. I know we talked about it on the pod being in the top 10. They need Washington defense being in the top 10. I think today they proved that the secondary played well. The front four gave the secondary time to stay in coverage, right? Put pressure on the quarterback. Some of those sacks were coverage sacks as well. And I think this defense today played very, very well. I thought special teams played well too, right? But even the punt that we had, special teams played well. Tressway, one that Tressway punted that went out of the back of the end zone and changed to flip the field. Those things like that makes a big difference when you have a punter and they can flip the field for you and give your defense good position to start. Back the offense up and have your defense have good position. I thought that was great.
Glen and Wole, can I put something to both of you? Because you guys have talked about this. Our chatters have talked about this. Was Daron Payne's problem all along that he was next to Jonathan Allen?
I don't think that. I think sometimes I'll say this much. I think you get a codependence on something, and then you kind of lose, you get so used to something. Sometimes you need to be taken away from you to play better football, because I don't want, I'm not going to use that narrative that never played good football together, because they have, that people make up that narrative. They have done it before. It's just that I think at this point in time in his career, he got too dependent, and I feel like they needed separation. And I think especially when that stuff happened, when they had that stuff in the sideline, that fight or whatever that was, that kind of hindered certain things. But I think they needed to be separated. But I don't think they play bad together at times. I felt like the last 2 years of them together, I think that's when the play started to kind of one was last year, and last year was different because that was more they didn't fit the scheme together. Put it that way. Together, they just didn't fit Joe Witt's scheme. I think that's pretty obvious to see it now. But prior to that, they were one of the stoutest units in terms of stopping the run together. So I'm not going to ever use that narrative. That's not a narrative I'm going to go by. But I will say that where he's at now in his career, they needed to be separated. I just think it is what it is. And I think that I think it's easier for Payne in this situation is that there's a bigger guy beside him that can kind of take on some blocks that can get him more free, so he can do some work. And I think that's the most important thing, rather than having two guys who are quick twitch dudes who can, are rushing up. Now you have a guy who's going to play his role, help you stop the run, and while you can go ahead and do some of the work that you need to do to make that, to get sacks or to be more of an impactful player. You want Glen's point of view now, George?
You guys are gonna say I wonder what.
My bad. I'm working something on the back end, but anyway, my point of view now, I think is what it is to me. Daron Payne has the mindset now that I'm the elder statesman. Yeah, I'm the guy. I'm the veteran of this defensive line. Mm-hmm. My name here, I'm not attached to Jonathan Allen. Sometimes you don't want to be attached to certain people. Not that it's a bad thing, right? If you're the little brother, you'd always want to be associated with your big brother, right? Mm-hmm. You want to be able to have your own footing, your own name, create your own stuff. Right. And I think Daron Payne realized that, even though we joke and say it's a contract year, but he realized, you know what? I am about business, right? I can produce. I can still play at a high level in this game. And so let me start doing it. Let me start having fun. He hears the naysayers. They know what we're talking about, right? He knows that everybody's talking about, hey, it's the Daron's gonna play for the payday or the big check, right? He has to play. He sees that Kinlaw got $15 million. You know what I'm saying? He sees these things. He knows whose contracts are coming up. So he needs to produce, not for the Washington Commanders, if it's for another team. He needs to know that, look, I've already got my big contract, which is the second contract he got. Can I get one more out of the deal, right? So he said, I can still play at a high level. So we got to incentivize a Daron Payne, which is great, right? Mm-hmm. Now he can teach the Kinlaws, the young guys that are going to be here for a while. And I'm not saying he's gone, but that negotiation is going to be very.
He's probably going to be gone.
He probably going. It's going to be a good negotiation to see. But if I'm going out, let me go out the best. Let me go out on top, right? We talked about the other night. I mentioned it. People, and not it's this team has Super Bowl aspirations. They do. This team has Super Bowl aspirations, and everybody on this team has Super Bowl aspirations. And guess what? If it's not everybody, it's talked about in the locker room. Vaughn Miller came here so they can win the Super Bowl, right? Bobby Wagner came back another year so this team can get to the Super Bowl. Some of these guys signed 1 year. Zach Ertz came back another year because his team was close to a Super Bowl. So this is the aspiration, the conversation, the talk, the energy is in this room and in Commander's locker room throughout the hallways. So it motivates everybody to do their job to try to get the job done. And I think that's where Daron Payne is at.
Yeah, Paul said look, he's trying to stay here. It may not be up to him. Shout out to Cool RC 2021 on IG. So let's go Commanders. Yeah, I think it's interesting because the way he played with a lot of fire. But you know what? I like to give credit to when credit is due in terms of like some of the great reporters that we get to speak to, because they mention some of these individuals and what these coaches have said about these individuals to them. So they've said like for Daron Payne, I've heard Candy, I've heard Donna, Candy Waller for Bowie TV, Donna Hopkins for Tony McGee Pro Football Plus. I've heard Lake Lewis, from Sports Journey. Multiple people that we've had on the show say this coaching staff has been real high on Daron Payne coming into the season. Just how serious he's taking this upcoming season. That his putting his body to work, his mindset going into this season, and we saw that today. We saw that today. So big ups to those reporters. Big ups to Daron Payne. Big ups to Kinlaw. Kinlaw showed me he was. I've always said everybody talk about him just being a big body. He was on the other side of the football field. That's what I want to see. I want to see a dude creating havoc, and I'm glad that Washington, he's getting his second chance in terms of trying to prove the NFL wrong that he is a player in this NFL. So I want to give shout outs to him. But also let's talk about somebody who I was kind of saying people are hyping up, but he looked good. We got to talk about Bill, right? Can we talk about Bill? We got to talk about Bill. Boy, that boy got quick twitch. That boy got quick twitch. Made some explosive plays, man. Very you could tell that big run to pretty much seal the game. Just talk about his play, man. How many yards did he end up with, Glenn?
Here we go. I'm gonna show you the stats real quick, y'all don't mind. Share my screen. Let's show screen and let's show stats. Here it is. You can see it. 82 yards today for Bill. Bill had 10 carries. All right, 10 carries, 82 yards. 8.2 average.
Yeah, that one big run, right? I guess
wait, going 8.2. Jaden Daniels was the second lead rusher. 8 carries, 71 yards, 8.9.
Almost 4 yards a carry without that big run, though. So
yeah, it was 4 yards a carry.
Pretty productive.
Pretty productive today. So when you look at it, he did what he was supposed to do, right? He's not named the starter as of yet. He's not the starter, but again, he will be eventually, I think. Oops, there we go. I think he will be eventually will be the starter if he keeps performing like that, right? I think the way that he's keep pushing, the way that he keep moving. I agree with not naming him the starter. Let him work for it. Let him continue to move.
I feel like go ahead. I'm sorry. I am going to go ahead.
But and I almost was scared because they showed a graphic one time where Jaden Daniels had 69 yards and the team had 66.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, dang it, I don't need him to be the leading rusher, right?
But it's going to happen.
Right? Don't need. And I know some of those that he called his own number, which was great, right? The Escobar play, what I'm saying, when he called that, and I know what he saw. What he saw was he saw a 3 and he saw a 3 and a 3, 2 3s, and there was no 0, and there was no 1 in the line on the offensive line, on the defensive line, and he saw a goal hole in the middle. And that gave him an opportunity to go to the screen, but Al Gaddy didn't get out the way. Jaden was still able to get, pick up the rush, pick up 12 yards. And so that's what he saw. He saw the opening in the middle. But again, we don't need Jaden Daniels to take hits. And I really didn't want to take too many hits because Josh Johnson is the backup quarterback. He was active today and not Marcus Mariota. So again, you wanted to see that. But back to Bill, we saw the explosive. I don't think anybody today missed Brian Robinson Jr. I don't think anybody today missed Brian Robinson.
There were runs today that Bill made that Brian Robinson Jr. simply wouldn't have.
Would have made, right. And there's some speed down the sidelines, some speed plays. One guy to make miss, and he would have scored on that play, right? So again, those type of things are what you see from him. Being able to when they ran counter GT or when they ran GT, the counter play where he scored on guard tackles pulls, but they couldn't get through. But he was smart enough to not run up behind the guard, the roll, and able to bounce it out and walk into the end zone. those type plays where you got to have great vision and able to see it and to be able to move. That's what I like about Bill, because he was able to read and see and maneuver. And having Eckler as that 1-2 punch was great. I mean, think about Eckler today. Eckler didn't have the rushing yards, but he had 3 catches for 31 yards. Right?
Eckler was dynamic.
Right.
I mean,
the big one that he had to extend the play or get the first down.
Yeah, that was
right?
that was tight. That was tough.
That was tough. McNichols. So I know we talking about Bill, but the whole running game today, from Jaden Daniels to Eckler to McNichols to Austin to Eckler to even Debo, right, was good.
Yeah.
The orbit play, right? On the orbit play, the kid came back around with Debo getting it. Hey, you can't beat it. Washington today did what they showed us in the preseason, that they're going to be able to run the football.
George,
which makes them scary. Go ahead, George.
George.
Just the elusiveness in those tight spaces, which is something Brian Robinson just didn't have. How many times have we seen Brian Robinson running into the back of guys? You're not seeing that with Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt. And, there were about 2 or 3 different runs today that with Brian Robinson probably would have been 1 or 2 yards or 0 that he made into something. And I got to say, I want to tip my cap to, even though I wasn't loving the fact that Daniels had so many carries, I like the way, Ja'Cory Crosky-Merritt got 11 touches. Eckler, who got a lot of them early, got 9 touches. They used McNichols, which I wasn't a big fan of, but McNichols had a good game. He had 4. So, they were doing a good job at getting everybody involved, getting all the running backs involved. It makes me excited for if and when it happens that Chris Rodriguez gets in there, because I think he's going to be productive when he gets in there, and that gives them another person that they can use to maybe take some of the pressure off of Daniels in terms of running. So I was pretty happy with that. Again, we got a Bill agenda. I got a Bill agenda over here.
I know.
And it's just, I was so thrilled on a lot of things, but it's this is something that we've been missing in the running game for a while, and now we've got it. And this is a running back room. Looks pretty darn good after one game, doesn't it? Candy talked about how deep this running back room is. Chris Rodriguez, who may have been the best one in the whole camp, didn't even get in there today. And look at how productive they were.
I don't know if he's the best one, but I do like him though. So I'm gonna read. Yeah, Paul said you're late. So yeah, Paul, let me give you what you want. The main event. Let me give you what you want. No, I'll go full screen for this one. I will. I think I will for Paul. I will for Paul. Hey, Paul, my man Mike, you ain't on here. You must be sleeping or something. I will say this, man. Yeah, man, I'm a believer, man. I'm a believer when it comes to Bill now, man. I like what I saw. I like the explosiveness, man. The physicality. I see it, man. I see it. I see the specialness. I love what he can do with Jaden Daniels. That dynamic of 2 fast dudes in the backfield, I think is special. And like just that run alone, the fear of Jaden Daniels made life easier for Crosky-Merritt Bill. And I think that is what's more enticing and special, is that when you put all that work into Jaden and you have a guy who's that fast who can get outside and get big plays out of it, it's a beautiful thing. So shout out to Cliff Kingsbury, man. Shout out to Paul. Shout out to Mike. If you wake up, Mike, I'm giving you your flowers. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually giving you your flowers. So shout out to Mike, shout out to Paul, shout out to George too. George, I got you. I see you, George, out there. Shout out to George, because they were so high on Bill when I was saying like he a 7th rounder. Why we sweating the 7th rounder? But I see it now. Dude is good. Dude is special. And the thing about it is, what I do like, no agenda, nothing like that. You can tell the coaching staff really believes in him, because they wouldn't put him in that situation. So shout out to all of those individuals. So I went full screen without no heat. I told y'all I'm a stand-up person. When I see something, I'm gonna come out there and let it happen. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. There you go. I've done it for you all. I did it for the people. I did it for the Rock. One of those things.
Did it for the culture and the people. We love it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
We love it.
But yeah, man. But I'm very there you go. Thank you, Wole. You are a real one. You're welcome, Paul.
That's right.
I try. But I was impressed with Bill, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I did want to see Eckler in a little bit more too. I won't lie. I felt like they were being a little too cute not putting Eckler back in because Eckler is very effective in what he does.
It was all Eckler early though.
Yeah, and it was working, right? It was working. It wasn't like it was. I guess that's where I was at. It was working. Like Eckler was working. It wasn't like Eckler. We were driving. They couldn't. Eckler was getting like 5 yards. This that in the pass game. He was kind of versatile. It was all working. I was like, yeah, maybe being a little too cute because now we were starting to lose yardage with Bill at some points. We were losing 4 yards. We were losing yardage. So I was like, can we just go with Eckler plays? Because so we can just get this. Let's just dominate this game and beat them into a point of being tired. Then we can bust Bill in there and Bill can do his thing. So, but it worked, man. It definitely did work. But I do like what Paul said. Yeah, well, they being cautious with this. Yeah, I agree. His concussions, his history. I agree with that too. But yeah, it was. But he played well, man. And I do like. I think that he'll get to see teams that won't have like the defensive paralysis like the Giants do have. Because the Giants still have a good defense to me. But I will say like the Packers game is going to be very interesting because I don't think the Packers pose the same obviously they have Micah, so that's like obviously they have Micah Parsons, and they have Grady, right? Yeah, Grady. But other than those individuals, I don't think they're set, and they trade their big run stopper. I don't think they're set up to stop us against the run. Maybe I'm being a little bit of a homer, but I don't think they're set up that way. So I do think there will be opportunities for this team to be effective running the football against the Packers. So yeah,
we'll see. I mean, again, I'm a big fan of that Packer defense, and I was a fan of their defense even before they got Micah Parsons. But the fact is, what's going to be tough for any of these teams playing us is we got 3 different guys at least today that were at times a hot hand. I mean, 6 for 26 rushing for Eckler, that's pretty good. 4 for 26. They were 4 for 25 for McNichols. That's pretty good. And Corey Krosky-Merritt at 82, and even without the big run, 9 carries for 36. 9 carries for 35, which is almost 4 yards a carry. So that's the thing. You're gonna have to prepare all of you for all these running backs, including Chris Rodriguez. If and when he's active. And I think that's going to pose a lot of problems because you ain't going to necessarily know where it's coming from. And then of course you got the Debo special, which we hit the jackpot with that one at the in the fourth quarter to finish it off. And Debo Samuel, that looks like the guy we've been expecting.
All right, let's talk about Debo, man. For real, like we ain't really talking about him enough. I feel like we're not really giving him his flowers. Go ahead.
I think with Debo, man, I think what you have is you have something special, right? Today, Debo had 10 targets, right? He was given 10 targets in the passing game. Not talking about what he gave in the run. He was open. He was explosive, right? And some of that has to deal with the fact that they were trying to cover Terry, right? Let's be honest. I'm not gonna negate the fact that Terry helped Debo get open based off what it was on the other side of the football. But Debo's making him pay, right? Terry and Jaden is making him pay with Debo. Debo, a big body. Guy, still quick, fast. We saw his speed today. We saw his power today. We saw his football IQ today, diving into the end zone. We saw a guy who's willing. We saw good hands today because Jaden put one behind him that he pulled in. We saw Jaden put one high that Debo snagged in. So we saw the things that Debo Samuel can do. And I think the NFL should be on notice, right? Anybody who's playing the Washington Commanders, like, God, dog, we don't have to just worry about Terry McLaurin now. We got to worry about Debo Samuels. We got to worry about Noah Brown. We got to worry about Austin Eckler. We got to worry about Zach Ertz. So now we have to multiple. We have to worry about all these guys because Jaden has toys, right? He has guys he can play with, and you saw he's spreading the ball around. And Debo's one of those guys that at any moment, right, he can take it to the house. Yeah. At any moment, it could be 30 or 40 yards. He can flip a field. So I think it was good to see Debo Samuels back today. It was good for me to see him take a hit and bounce back. Yeah, those are the things I wanted to see. And I saw what I wanted to see from Debo today. My hat's off to him. Welcome to Washington, right? Welcome to Washington.
Paul says, fellas, everyone in the chat, the defense carried us today, and they owed us one from last year. Keith said, question said, did JD5 look a little off today with his passes? Yeah, he did. He definitely did.
Yes. By the way, that's pretty good for a supposedly fat and out of shape wide receiver, don't you think?
Oh yeah, that's pretty good. He leaned out, but he was
slander to some people that better be taking their slander
but he
back.
was. I was one of them, but he was big. He lost his weight.
Yeah,
he was big though. To be fair, they said it though. He came in a little hefty. He just had to lose the weight. But he's like,
he ain't fat FAT. He's fat PHAT.
But he's not one. But he's one of those lights out weapons though. We have 3 players. Yeah, they can take it. Yeah. So
absolutely, Paul.
I'll say this, man. Like, this is what I was trying to tell our other host, Mo. Like, when we were just debating, I was like, nah, like, this is gonna be easier work for him because you get what you got to work around him. Like I said, the JD5, Purdy is Purdy, but the threat that JD5 brings to the game, you got to worry about. You have to really try to counter. So if you're worried, I'm not like, defenses aren't scheming up and saying we gotta stop Brock Purdy, like running the football. We gotta stop Brock Purdy going. They're not thinking that way. When they're thinking like that with Jaden, so Jaden has counters. Now you're telling me that Debo's one of my counters? That's different. So his numbers are going to should be better because he has JD5 as his quarterback. Same thing I said with like Terry's numbers should be better compared to his prior quarterbacks because he has JD5. It's the same thing. There's a reason why Zach Ertz is founder of the youth, fellas. He's playing with JD5. Like, this is what I'm talking about.
I'm ready to retire.
Yeah, he ain't trying to retire now. Shoot, he can move up the tight end list. Why would I retire? Like, so I'm just saying, like, the same thing is for Debo. Like, you're playing with JD5, bro. Like, you're going to get opens. You're going to get open because, hey, if the threat of him, you saw it when he acted like he was about to run. Debo's right there. Boom, I got Debo right there for a nice 10-yarder, and Debo can give me some yak yards after that. So I'm just saying, like, I knew that they were going to get this from Debo Samuels, and also, like, again, and it's good because you tested with an improved Giant secondary. Supposedly, the Giant secondary should be far better, and you saw what Debo did against that secondary. He's going to go into situations. You look at the Packers. The Packers secondary isn't the same. They let their best corner go to Baltimore. Like, they're going to be situations where Debo gets to go to work against lesser cornerback play. He's going to have a good year because he's playing with Terry. He's playing with Jaden. It's going to happen. So I knew it. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he balled out. The question will be after the season ends, should they sign him to an extension? Like, if he plays like this initially, I was like, nah, they're not going to sign him to the extension. But if he can continue playing like this, that's going to make me change my mind. Because if Cliff can use him like this, because that was my question mark, is how can Cliff use him as good as Kyle used him? And I'm like on the side of saying, he probably, like, maybe Cliff can. Maybe Cliff can, because for game one, and it's only game one, week one, they look very similar. We got more comments. Keith Keith said, to be fair, I think our next game is going to be a little tougher, short week. Yeah, it will be tougher because it's a short week. I think it'll be tougher on the defense. I think offensively, I still feel like this Giants team is like, their front four is just like, I have so much respect for their front four. And I think as a defense as a whole, they're not as bad. They're not as bad. The Packers all have like weapons though offensively. Run game, running back, wide receivers, plural, speed. They got the quarterback, O-line. They are challenging. They're going to be a big challenge. Another one.
And they're up 10-3 in the second quarter against the Lions.
Yeah. And Keith said our O-line did a good job today. I believe so. They did a great job. Go ahead, Glenn. You want to say something? You're on mute, Glenn. You're on mute.
I want to talk about the O-line situation, doing a great job today. You didn't hear a lot of names. You didn't hear Thibodeau's name a lot, right? You didn't hear Jaleel Carter's name a lot, right? Maybe one or two times. You didn't hear
Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter, right? Jaleel's from Philly. Sorry, Abdul Carter, right? You didn't hear their names a lot called today, which means they did a good job. All O-line did a good job, right? They we talked about they only giving up good 3 sacks, but the tackle anytime the secondary and inside and secondary is making more tackles on the opposing team, you're doing a good job. That means you're moving the football, right?
Yep.
This team moved the football a lot today, man. We talked about the stats earlier. With rushing yards today, right? Rushing yards was 7.7 yards every attempt. 7.5 yards every 10. We haven't talked about that in a while. We haven't been offensively, right? Every time they threw the ball, 12.3 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, every time the completion was made, it was a first down. And some.
I agree, yeah.
So the O-line did what we asked them to do, even with the young guy. And Sam Cosby's not there.
That's a good point.
That's right.
Wait till he gets back. Yeah.
Sam is not there. So can you imagine when he gets back and Wiley did a good job. We ain't hear about him giving up a sack today, right? So again, they are doing this team has nothing but other to do but to go up. If everybody stays healthy, right? They're going to go up. All right. And that's the thing that I like about it. We saw things that were successful. It was Dan Quinn talked about the identity of the team last time, I think last week in a press conference where somewhere else he talked about identity. This team showed their identity today, that they are smash mouth, run to the football, 11 hats to the ball, and their offense they showed, look, we're going to put our hands on you, and we're going to get the ball out. I think Cliff Kingsbury did this too. Jaden was able to get the ball out quick in certain situations. In certain circumstances, he was able to get the ball out quick. He did get a little fancy when he went quads, and then he still actually got over there with the screen. There was somebody go, but you can't get too fancy. Run your stuff. But again, the O-line, to the point, the O-line today deserve a game ball because anytime you let your team put over 400 yards of offense, all right, it's a good day.
A very good day. And this game should be much. And I'm gonna stand on that. This game should be much worse. To be honest with you, it should be much worse. We should have blew them out. We should have scored 30. But because just to some of the points that Glen made, the yardage, the O-line play, it's like when they had the only time they really didn't finish drives was because of a penalty for real that kind of set them back, or a drop or a bad pass that somebody was wide open and a bad pass. Like Jaden, if I'm Jaden, I'm mad at myself. I'm like, I could have had a 300-yard, 400-yard passing game if I played to my level. That's how that. Again, I'm saying it's like this should have been easy work. This could have been a true real talk, and I don't care. I mean, obviously, they know how good they are and they know how good they can be, but this could have been a true statement game to the whole NFL. It's like, dang, because some people thought like Coach Lombard thought that thought this game would be super tight. Like he thought it'd be.
I thought it would be super tight.
I did. That's what I told you. I told you.
And here's we're talking about this offense. 432 yards of total offense.
Yeah.
It was an off day.
There you go.
They missed some things. They left a lot of meat on the bone. The chatters are saying it. Everybody said I'm seeing it on social media.
Yeah.
That this wasn't nearly the efficient offense that we saw last year.
Facts.
And Jaden Daniels, I mean, one thing he didn't do today, by the way, yet again, not one throw in danger that I can think of. Not one throw where you're like, oh, that should have been picked. I can't think of one today. If there was, let me know out there in the chat, anybody who's watching this. But Jaden Daniels was definitely not at his best today. Still a pretty darn good game.
By the team as a whole. Yeah, by the team as a whole. Like, I feel like this is what I was saying. This is my point was about Jaden, and everybody was talking about like even if a sophomore slump was even possible. I said this no. This is what my point is. If he's off throwing the football, which he was, I'm not gonna lie. He was off. He has his legs. He has. Right. So he will never. His element of struggle will be so much different from any some of the quarterbacks that you think of, and he's still decent enough as a passer where he can still make it work. You know what I mean? So that's where I was like, a sophomore slump for Jaden is still going to be better than what you think a slump really is.
Yeah.
For real. It will be. So, and that's what happened today. Like today, when he wasn't effective enough, you use his legs. And he'll have games where he's like really seeing everything. Because I would make the argument he started the game pretty well. Like even though he missed a couple throws, he still started the game pretty well in that first half. It's just that second half, his throws became even more erratic. That's all. Now that would be my assessment of how he played. But yeah, I'm happy of how, like, if you could play this, to me, if you can have this bad of a game but still dominate the game, that's just all it says a lot about your team.
Well, I'm gonna say this today, man, and we're gonna catch off the defense again. I
Yeah,
had to look up and do some research. This is the first time since 1991 that Washington has beat a team that had not scored a touchdown.
Since the 91? Is that
since 19 September 1991?
I thought I saw it was something that 2020 was the last time they held somebody out of the end zone. Unless you're talking about the opener of the season.
Yeah. Last time I had brought this up, I pulled it up. Last time, well, the last team they shut out was the Eagles, but this team, touchdown. Giants have scored a touchdown. And I'm gonna research again. If I'm wrong, y'all check me and fact check me.
Last time.
Oh, and speaking of that, what a stand down on the goal line when they called that baloney penalty.
That's what I'm saying.
They called that baloney penalty, and when they were going for it on fourth down, and then they stood him up and made him kick that field goal. A huge play in the game that was, because I think at that point it would have been 7-7 if they'd have got it right, or would it have been 14-7 if they'd have got that touchdown there. I'm trying to remember what the score was when they came up with that big move there. Oh, I see Paul talking about it. Apparently the Lions are getting picked on. It was 10-3 the last I saw. Oh, it's 17-3 Packers now. I love that.
I'm laughing at Mo's text. Yeah, he said, I'll win the. Y'all won the battle. I'll win the war. Oh yeah.
Oh.
I'm always right, man. I tell you, I don't know why he be arguing with me, bro. Debo did what I told him to do.
God bless. Well, let's give Mo a little grace.
I love
New
Mo,
baby
man.
and all. You saw the bags under his eyes the other night.
I'm not giving Mo no grace. Who am I? Who am I? I know who I am. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Give Mo some grace. Man, that boy's wrong. He's always wrong, arguing just to argue. What's wrong with that boy? I told that boy he was wrong. Talking about Debo wasn't gonna get work. JD, like all this other stuff. The Giants. You better stop. You better leave that Homer stuff. You better leave that Homer stuff somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Somebody said it in the chat, and I agree. As somebody that has
thank you, man. Hey, Paul, I know he was loud and wrong, and I was trying to work just because you bark, like you yell like you Stephen A. Smith, don't mean you're gonna be wrong like Stephen A. Smith.
Now let's not play. Wait a minute. Let's just calm down on our man Bo. He is part of this program, and he's our guy.
Look, he's my guy. Look, one thing about me, but I like that he's texting me that he was wrong because he obviously learned from me, because I'll come out and say I'm wrong. So I'm gonna give him his flowers. I'm just saying, I told him.
When you start comparing him to certain on-air ESPN personalities, we're getting to the slander range here, mister.
My man was yelling, man. My man was yelling. No, Wole, no. I was like, come on, bro. Stop it. Come on, guy. Come on, my guy. Come on, my guy. Come on.
Hey, I felt bad watching Russell Wilson today because I've seen him do so great, and he's from Richmond.
Who said it?
Man.
Who told
Russell Wilson was a dadgum pinata today, and I
don't know.
It's time to go be Sierra's husband full time for him.
No, it wasn't his fault, man.
Why is it's time for him to be? He's been Sierra's husband for quite some time now.
Yeah, but he's been playing football. He got to be the full-time husband.
I mean, just be.
Hey, I don't
look
blame
after
him.
the children when he's out performing.
You say offensive line? All right, so Glenn, let me say this: it's always the offensive line with him. It's always. That's my part. It's always no. That's the thing. That's the argument. It's always in Pittsburgh. It was the offensive line. In Seattle, it's always. You know what the problem is? He holds the ball and he doesn't know when to get the ball. Get rid of the ball. He is a very he can't see. He's not at his point in his career. His skills have. I don't even know if his skills diminished. I don't know where he's at in terms of his love for football. That I will say. I don't know. But I'm telling you, what we've seen from Russell Wilson has been the same thing we've seen from him over the last 4 to 5 years. It's always the O-line. Denver, it was the O-line. It was the O-line in Denver too. It's always something.
That's true.
He's not. I agree with Paul. He's a backup right now. This is what I was.
Yeah.
I was like this. Like, truth be told, people he's not better than Jameis. He's not better than Jameis Winston.
He's not better than Jameis.
No, and honestly, if they're not going to go to Dart right away, go to Jameis Winston then, because I'd rather see that at this point.
Because the thing that he is compared to like a Jameis, what he is good at, he's safer with the football, and not in my opinion, than Jameis. Obviously, Jameis will throw the ball, whatever. So that's up to Dabo. But like I would, if you believe in Jackson Dart, I don't think you're gonna get that much better out of like Russ ain't that much better than a rookie, in my opinion. You're better off going to the rookie. Like this shouldn't be like unless you just really want him to learn. That's all it is. But if you're talking about wins and losses, this ain't that much. Like Russ ain't. I don't think Russ is better than Jackson Dart right now. Put it that way. I don't think he's better than him right now. Better, I would say. I don't think he's better than him.
I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on that.
So that I will say. Right. But hey.
All right. So we've been positive.
Yeah.
The whole time.
We'll be negative. Okay.
Yeah, it's time to be negative. Yes.
It's time to be negative. Mm-hmm. We was positive the whole time. We take the dub. We love the dub. But there was some negative moments in this game. There was some negative stuff going around.
All right. What's negative? Trying to figure out how negative can I be.
I'm not telling you to be nasty negative, no full screen type negative.
No, I got you.
There were some things that Cliff Kingsbury did.
It's him, yeah. He would be negative. Go ahead.
That didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Didn't make any sense. We already talked about time management. We talked about that. There was something like deep throws, orbit plays, things like some gadgets. Like I mentioned the quads, right?
Yeah.
Quads right. Screen with no protection on Jaden's backside.
Mm-hmm.
Like you try to get your quarterback killed. Like if that screen that
was close, bro.
Go through. Jaden gets blindside hit. Lucky he recognized it or the ball get picked off.
Mm-hmm.
Those type of things where he doesn't keep people. He takes chances and opportunities, but you don't keep everybody safe. That's what I'm talking about. Where there's negative. The negative play special teams. Hey, punt team. Give Tressway, one of the best punters in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Give him some protection. Give him some time. Right?
And
give him some time. The punt team was Carter got one, but he could have got Tressway punted 5 times. There was like 3 others that could have been blocked today. If you look at it.
Yeah, they were close. They were close.
They were getting close. So special teams came through, but they didn't come through.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my negative things for the day. Is we're gonna work on the little things.
Yeah.
And keep it simple. Keep it simple.
I'm with you, my guy. George, what about you, man? Some negatives.
The Cliff Kingsbury one, I will join you on because you get 432 yards and you only get 21 points.
Yeah.
You've left the meat and a lot of other stuff on the plate that was there to be eaten, and that's no good. The other thing is, and granted, some of them were terrible calls, 12 penalties. What are we doing here, folks?
There you go.
Some of these penalties are just ludicrous. Just some of the false starts and different things. And again, some of them were soft calls, but 12 penalties in a game. We can't be doing this when we play the better teams on the schedule. We got away with it today because it was the Giants. We're not going to get away with it in these other games. You can't be doing that. And while I will say this team is way better equipped to overcome it, I don't know how long have I sat there going, oh, well, we got a holding at 2nd and 16, but we got Jaden, so we probably get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's an insane thing to think. And that's how good Jaden is. We just can't keep doing that. And yes, Paul, too cute by half. At the end of the half, you got to get those points. And that's DQ and Cliff putting Jaden in a bad situation. Jaden ends up getting hit. He ends up making a mistake. And it was funny because I couldn't tell because some of the stream was cutting out that I was watching. I was wondering if Brady talked anything about that because I saw Brady do the exact same thing in New England. I think they were playing in Atlanta, and he threw the ball out of the end zone at the end of the half. Got called for grounding, and they ended up losing by less than 3 points.
They
lost in the game. So I was wondering if he talked about that at all.
He talked about that play.
That's kind of perfect that Brady was there for that because I remember Brady doing it. It's like you said, Wole, 30 easy. Probably should have been more than that.
Yeah.
And they only had 1 3 and out in the game. So it's like it's harsh. It's tough to be harsh on Cliff and the coaching staff save Joe Witt when that's the case. But it's like we don't want to be having these kind of conversations when they play some of the tougher teams they're going to play later in the schedule because it will bite them.
Yeah, I would say this. Like my negatives would be like I think we're all in agreement. Is like Cliff being a little too cute. Like I agree with that with Paul. It's always being too cute. Even like when I said earlier, like not, and I get it. You're right. Not using Eckler a little bit more. Because I just felt like he was so effective early. Because I'm all about winning the football game and dominating. And then you can take your break after the fact. During once the game is out of hand, like then you can have your little breaks. But yeah, being cute with that, like at least get points, man. Like that's to be the most important thing. Like even I would make the argument of running the ball twice in those situations when you had no timeouts, like rather than throwing the football was kind of like weird. You know what I mean? Having that quarterback keeper run that got to that play, right? Like why not? Why wouldn't you be ready to down it? Like if you're gonna run that play, spike it. Like why not spike it? Like that was I was thinking like, well, you're trying to get an extra play to get a touchdown. Like nah, just spike it. You're not in a situation. That's where
what
I
I
was
thought
at.
too.
Yeah, go ahead. So
I
I like
agree. I agree. I was just agreeing with you. That's why I was like, spike it, right?
Yeah,
It spike the ball, right?
Yeah, spike it.
And get it. So that was my thing. Like you got 20, you got 4, 13, 14, 6, 7 second left. Spike that bad boy. At least get 3 out of it, right?
Yeah.
And get 3 out of it and give you a kicker an opportunity, which he didn't get a field goal try today.
Yeah, just got extra points. And I'm saying to your point, yeah, just do that. Like get some points out, of it. Like this team is in a situation where they're trying to, like, you're trying to put as much points on the board. Why take away points when you can add points? I guess that's my thing. Like, why take away points when you can add points? And in that situation where like everything's chaotic, you're trying to get people lined up quickly, just spike it on to the next play. If you got an opportunity to take one more shot in the end zone, you can take a shot in the end zone. If you don't kick the field goal, that's fine. You're in that situation. You can't get that timeout back. All right. That timeout's not coming back. Stop trying to cheat the system. Just try to get the points. You know what I mean? So that would be my negative. That was definitely my negative. Like that's like my hardcore negative. If I had to be a negative pass cap. Yeah, Noah Brown being offsides on that play was kind of like that was a good play. I don't know how that happens. I'm with you, Santiago. I thought that was kind of weird. Just a lot of, like, to me, like it's a lot of bad football plays in that in this game. They were just sloppy all the way around into what George was talking about. Like, yeah, man, like maybe you need to
play.
Maybe you got to think
2 soft calls away. You're still talking about 10 penalties, which is too many.
Yeah, and maybe you might need to play some preseason. Maybe, I don't know. Like, but you got to win out of it. So I can't, and everyone's healthy. So it is what it is. If Cliff was getting too cute, he would be going for it on 4th downs.
You know what? I'm glad George brought this up because they had that 4th and 1 at the 15, and that was that's what I mean. I'm usually not a go for it guy. I thought for sure you were going to go for it there. Nope.
I mean, that was the go for it is Dan Quinn's. Well, that's Dan Quinn's decision. That's the head coach's decision. So it's not Cliff's decision. He'll ask Dan about like the play, but I think that's more of that's a Dan head coaches get the go for it call. Supposedly, it would be quite weird if like Cliff gets the go for it call. That's the head coach's decision. All right, so let's go to one of our favorite parts. Who should get the game ball? I'm gonna start with you, Glenn. Who should get the game ball?
Bill gets my game ball today.
Bill, wow, okay. I like that.
The reason I'm gonna give Bill my game ball today because we saw it was a catch up. Yeah, everybody can say Debo, but I'm gonna say Bill. I'm gonna tell you why Bill.
Okay.
I'm gonna say why Bill. I give it to Bill because Bill was able to close the game out with a long run, right?
Okay.
And it was so explosive. We saw a touchdown. We saw things he could do, even though he's coming in today. He was the 4th string running back, right?
Yeah.
He got moved up because Chris Rodriguez got hurt, so he became the number 3 running back.
Well, he wasn't hurt. He's a healthy scratch.
Not hurt. He was scratch. He was
healthy scratch. Healthy scratch,
right? Healthy because Chris Rodriguez was a healthy scratch, right?
Yeah.
So Bill elevated not to the starting running back, but he became the guy today. So he became the guy today. He went from 4 to the guy, right? He went from 4 to him in a matter of 2 hours. Yeah. All right. And so I give it to Bill. And because of 82 yards, 8 rushes, 82 yards, averaging 8.2 yards. 10 rushes for 82 yards, averaging 8.2 yards a carry. And we know what we have at running back, and I'm okay.
All right. What about you? George?
Cannot believe I'm about to utter what I'm about to utter, but the game ball today for me goes to Daron Payne.
You took my damn, you stole it. That's what I'm talking about. It's got to be on.
Dominant.
There you go.
I mean, you can almost share it with Kinlaw, both of them. But Daron Payne, man alive, was he just vicious in there. Just ripping through. Both of them were ripping through double teams, getting pressure, getting sacked. I think Payne had a sack and a half, didn't he?
Yeah, a sack and a half.
I mean, I'll tell you, that is Daron Payne we haven't seen since the last time he was up for a contract. And I'll tell you, I mean, I know I was harsh on Jonathan Allen earlier saying, well, maybe Jonathan Allen was the problem, but I do think this. It seems like Daron Payne's skill set is a lot better complemented with the defensive tackles we've got here now than before. And Daron Payne, fantastic. He gets my game ball.
Yeah, so you were Daron Payne. That's what I was gonna be mine. I'm gonna go with Kinlaw because I feel like it's fair to I have to go with the guys on that end of the football because they're the ones who to me dominated the football game. Like the defense dominated the football game. So to be fair, I feel like the game ball has to go on that end because they dominated. Like their defense, other than a few little plays, and I want to give it to somebody in the secondary because I think the secondary was phenomenal too, to be honest with you, for majority of the game. But they were but Kinlaw was on the other side of football. He got pressure at times. Did well against the run. He took on blockers for Bobby Wagner to make tackles. It's what I feel like Joe Witt and Dan Quinn envisioned, right? So I have to give him his flowers. I'm gonna give the game ball to Kinlaw. George is gonna go with Payne. I'm gonna go with Kinlaw because that's the fair for me. That's the fair.
Absolutely.
And also and shout out to I thought Will Harris played well too, and I was hard on him too. I thought he was flying around the football. So I just think
did he get hurt? Did he come back in? He went down for a minute.
Okay, I know. I saw him earlier. I was like, okay, he around. Like I see it. He around. He did get hurt. I think he did get hurt. He got hurt, and they put in what's his face, right? They had Reeves in.
Yeah.
Man, Reeves is a dog. And then Reeves played well. Paul said he would get Reeves to that big hit. Of course,
Reeves got the big hit.
Because Reeves is like that. I've been saying it. I've been campaigning for this young man, man. He is like that. Reeves is like that. Yeah, he came back in. He came back on. But yeah, Reeves is like that. So yeah, man, this has been dope, man. We gotta win. We're 1-0. Got a Packers game coming up on Thursday night. So that would just be we won't even have the regular show. We'll just do the pregame and the postgame that night. Dang, man. 1-0. Don't it feel good, fellas?
Oh, it does.
And it feels like the old Redskins commander, whatever. I could say Redskins. The old Redskins where you start the season, you feeling good. No disappointment. Yeah. Like this game was pretty much like Glen said. I think this is very important. Even though, and like years before, when this game would stay tight, like we want to blow, you like we're gonna blow this, we're gonna blow this. Like I'm with Glen. Like I never thought we were gonna lose this game. Never did. Once we went 14-3, I was like, we won.
Yeah,
I felt that's how I felt. God, like this, if this defense continues to play this way, we're not gonna lose. I thought we were gonna score more points at that particular point in time, but I was like, all right, we're gonna be okay. Then I was like, once we scored 21, I was like, this game is definitely over. I don't gotta worry about nothing.
Yeah, definitely over. Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't gotta worry about nothing. But yeah, man, Santiago, yes, it feels good, Santiago. It feels good, my God.
Maybe we could walk in and work like Vince McMahon tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
1-0 in the division too. And even though we gotta wait until I don't know how long to another division game, which is ludicrous.
It's cool. Look, man, look, it's cool. We're gonna win some games anyway. Look, we can only get the schedule, we only can tackle the schedule that's in front of us. And all we can do is win games. That's all I care about.
Play to win the game.
That's all I care about.
And you know what? Even if you think we didn't play well, we were better than them other two Thursday night.
That's what I'm saying.
No question about that.
I'm telling you, like us, we were good. But we just did stuff to beat ourselves. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like, and I mean this. It would be like we're driving, holding call or whatever. That's a drop. Zach Ertz drop. On that other drop,
Zach Ertz dropped a big one.
Yeah, that's not going to happen all year. That's not. We're gonna be fine. Like they see it. If this is our worst game, if this is for our offense, like not even our defense, if this is one of our worst games for our offense,
we'd be all
right. League's in trouble, man. The league's in trouble. And I'm gonna say it again. If we top 10 defense, we're a top 10 defense, we're winning the NL East. I mean, it's NL East. I mean, NFC East. Excuse me, I'm watching baseball all the time. NFC East. We're winning the NFC East easily. I'm being real. Like, that's how confident I am. We're a top 10 defense. We're winning the NFC East because there's no offense like our offense in the division. That's a fact. That is a fact.
Santiago too. False start. Zach Ertz.
Put it out here.
What you don't expect.
What you don't expect. Exactly.
3 days to clean it up. 3 days to clean it up.
Yep. Exactly. So yeah, we sweep the Giants. Yeah, we look so much better than the Giants. But again, I don't know. We'll see how what Giants team when we see them, because I think they'll be starting another quarterback.
They're definitely not going to be starting Russell Wilson when they play us in December. Yeah. Hell no.
Dayball might not be there in December if you think about it.
Yeah, he'll be there. Unfortunately, he'll be there. I think. You could be right.
I'm with Wole on that. Dart's his guy, so they got to give him time with Dart.
You're right. No, what you're right. Dart is his guy. Dart is the one he wanted, right? That's who he wanted.
Yep.
I want to see. I'm interested because my man Mike ain't show up. I want to see De'Ami Brown stats compared to Luke McCaffrey. So hold on, I want to see something. So I'm just like that. Hold on,
Mike, what are you doing? You don't have the excuse of I had to get to bed early and all that and get sleep.
Nah, he don't got that excuse.
Middle of the afternoon, Mike.
I know, man. Mike might be ducking me. He be scared of me sometimes. I'll be telling y'all, man. He be ducking me. So Luke McCaffrey had 0 catches for 0 yards. Am I right?
Yeah,
I think I'm right. I believe I'm right. I think that's not a hard thing. That's not a hard thing to guess. That's not a hard thing to guess.
Really no targets.
No targets, right? Yeah. De'Ami Brown had 3 catches for 52 yards. 3 catches.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, 3 catches for 52 yards for De'Ami Brown. Wow. I know.
That's all you can say. Well.
Wow.
Okay.
Sometimes I like being right about certain people. I know. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes I like being right. But you know what? Anyway, we're not gonna get into all that. It's time to close the show out. Appreciate everybody for pulling up for the pregame, postgame. We back. We back at it again.
Yes.
We'll be back on Thursday. So I want y'all to make sure y'all pull up Thursday night, the Thursday game. So we'll be on live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I might do something tomorrow. Just break down the press conferences. I'll let you guys know after I watch.
I probably won't be able to do it, but you and George, you can do it.
I might just break down the press conferences tonight and then do a little thing tomorrow.
All right, great. Morning. Yeah, great. That sounds good. So make sure y'all pull up, check it out. Santiago, I appreciate you as always, dude. You always support. Appreciate you. Also, I don't want you all to forget to subscribe to our podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and other podcast platforms. Just search All Burgundy and Go Errrything. Also tweet us at ABG_Errrything. Hit us up on IG and TikTok at ABG_Errrything. Also, make sure you follow us or we don't have that anymore. I gotta make sure. No, I gotta actually make a Facebook page again. Because they took it down. I'll make another one. I do gotta make another Facebook page. Yeah. They took it down. They because whatever. What's the name? Mark be hating. Mark be hating. Mark be hating. He be hating like I don't know what. Yeah. Make sure y'all subscribe to our All Burgundy and Go Errrything YouTube channel as well. Anyway, man, again, this has been Doe Washington 1-0. Can't beat that, bro. Anyway, you've been listening to All Burgundy and Go Errrything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. Hopewell, Virginia, for ages. You dig? Deuces. We want to know, right, Paul? I'm with you. We want to know. Deuces.